Hello there. It is Thursday afternoon. I've got my friend Abii here. I keep wanting to call her Avi, but it's Abii. And just wanted to share a quick introduction video while things were fresh on my mind from the professional development that we just had. So, first things first, you have to plug in your Abii to a wall outlet someplace, and Abii needs to be close to your computer, but not necessarily right next to it. I wouldn't say across the room. I'd say within 10 feet. Once you have her plugged in, and that's going to be on her bottom left-hand foot, the next thing you have to do is turn her on. Now, she's going to be initializing while I am talking to you about a couple of other things. You'll see that her eyes come on green, and then they turn purple, and she'll say a little spiel to you, and she's ready to go. So hopefully you all have gotten an email from Van Robotics. Just a quick update. If you're going to record something with Screencastify and you're going to be disconnecting from the internet, you might want to change your settings so that it stores the videos on your device. I had this long video I just recorded for everybody and it didn't save anything. So we've got that fixed. First thing you want to do is go to your email from Van Robotics and click on that link. That is accounts.abies-world.com. What I did was, oh, there we go. That was a great nap. So while the lights are green, Abii is checking for updates connecting to the Wi-Fi in your classroom. As I was saying, in the upper right-hand corner, if you'll click those three dots and click on More Tools, you can create a shortcut for this website in case you ever need it. It'll show up on your desktop, and it looks like a little atom, Jimmy Neutron. So, oh, there she goes. She's awake now. Her eyes are purple, and now she is ready to go. So she's.
Welcome back, my friend.
You're welcome.
So happy we get to work together.
Yes. Again.
But first, please connect to my Wi-Fi.
All right.
Then we can move on to some fun stuff.
All right, thank you. So we're going to move on to some fun stuff. Before you connect to the Wi-Fi, log into this using your username and password. If you're using Chrome and you signed into it, it's going to save your username and password, which makes it super easy. The next thing we need to do is add our class. Okay. Now, some of you may not have logged into it at all yet, but once you do get logged in, the first thing it's going to show you is it's going to ask you if you want to add students now or add a class now, or if you want to do it later. So go ahead and add a class. Once you do that, it's going to ask you to name it, just like any other program would. Then it's going to ask you to put your learners in. Unfortunately, there is no way to do this with a batch. You cannot import a spreadsheet and do it all at one time. You're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and type everybody's first name and last name. Okay. Please do not be alarmed if you click on Add Learner and you start typing somebody's name. For example, I'll use Luis here for a second. Luis is already in the system, and there are two other Luises. Okay. So do not be alarmed if you start typing a child's name and their first name shows up with a different last name. Just go ahead and type the last name that you need. And the most important thing is check that you have parental consent. Even though you don't have parental consent, the AUP that they all sign, which is the Internet Usage Policy, once they sign that, the parents being signed that, you've already got permission to use this with the child. There is another form that's going to go home with the children that was in your packet, just kind of a double permission, but it's not absolutely necessary. Once you have all of your students added in, let me close these two little things that pop up. Once you have all of your students in, you're good to go. The default password for every student is going to be 1234. If you're not worried about your kids logging into other people's accounts, leave it as 1234. If you are worried about that, I suggest setting it to the last four digits of their lunch number, or maybe the first four digits of the lunch number, something that they're going to know that their friends aren't going to know. Once you are done with that and you've got all of their passwords and everything set up, you're good to go. Now we can follow her instructions and connect to her Wi-Fi. On the bottom right foot of Abii, there is a sticker, and that sticker will tell you which Wi-Fi you're going to connect to. In order to do that, you're going to go to your lower right-hand corner, and you've got a fan there. You're going to click on that Wi-Fi fan, and you are going to find an Abii. Hopefully, you've only got one, but again, if you've got more than one Abii showing up there, it's because somebody next door to you's got one. Find your Abii, mine is FF7B, and go ahead and click on that and click Connect. If you have never connected to Abii, you're going to be prompted for a password, and that password is AbiiJams, ABIIJAMS. Again, that is in your packet. That information should be in there. It's going to take a moment to connect to Abii. Essentially, inside Abii is a Raspberry Pi. I'm not sure which version of the Raspberry Pi they're using, but there's a Raspberry Pi inside there. Raspberry Pis are very powerful microcomputers that are good for what they do. Sometimes they can be a little slow, so the number one thing you're going to have to do with Abii is be patient. Now, do not be concerned if it says no internet. That's the default. It's going to say no internet, even though Abii is connected to the internet. Once it says that you are connected, the next website that you're going to go to is login.abiesworld.com. Okay. Once you are at that website and you have clicked enter, patience is your best friend. Remember, patience is a virtue, but never pay full price for late pizza. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. As long as the thinking circle is going on over here, Abii is connecting. Okay, essentially what you're doing right now is you are using the internet on your laptop through Abii. Again, it's a Raspberry Pi. It's good for what it does. Some things are a little slow. Using the internet through a Raspberry Pi via Wi-Fi is a little slow, so you're just going to have to be patient. It's not our network. It's just the system. Be patient with it, and everything will work out fine. Once the website loads, again, this could be anywhere from a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes. Once the website loads, you'll see teacher on the left-hand side and learner on the right-hand side. You'll know everything's working fine. If you're having connectivity issues, I would suggest that you contact Abii's customer support. I may be able to help you with a couple of things, or the district technology individuals can help you with that also. All right, so we've got a couple of different options here. We don't need to worry about setting up a new Wi-Fi. We did that during our training session. On the teacher side, if you click teacher, it will take you back to that website that we were just at. Okay. Once we are here, I recommend on this website also going to those three dots in the upper right-hand corner, clicking on more tools and creating a shortcut. I would name this one Abii Login. Okay. The first one is what you're going to use. Oh no, I clicked something wrong. Create shortcut. Let's try that again. More tools, create shortcut. Let me click over here. There we go. And I would name it login. The reason being is because the first website that we went to is what you use for maintenance, setting up the robot, changing different things. Over here, I have Abii login, and I'm just going to move that over here onto the right side, someplace that I'll know where it's at. If you're in a lower grade, I would suggest having a Chromebook set aside or a laptop set aside if you have an extra one, just for Abii. That way you can connect to Abii, and once it's connected, you're good to go. If you're in one of the upper grades, I'll create a video for the students on how to connect their Chromebook to Abii and how to go through all the steps they'll need to go through. It is going to be a learning process. Again, patience is your friend. So here I have my shortcut. That's going to take me to the login screen. Once I'm connected to Abii, which brings me here. Okay. As a learner, they're going to click on the learner side. It's going to communicate with the Raspberry Pi inside of Abii, making sure that everything is good to go. And the child just has to come here and find their name. Okay. We are going to use Luis again, Luis Hernandez. And right now his default password, like all of them, is 1234. He puts his password in and he clicks log in. Again, training your children that as long as the circle is operating, Abii is trying to connect to the internet. Connecting again to the Raspberry Pi through Wi-Fi is not the fastest thing, but it works. It's good for what it does. You'll see once she connects, she's going to give an audio prompt letting you know that she connects. She's going to say, what do you want to learn today? And then you can choose lesson.
Let's jump right into it. But first, I'd like to get a good look at you, stare deep into your eyes, and check out how cool they are. So, I want you to look at the screen, keep your head straight, and count down from 2 with me. Are you ready? Keep it steady.
All right, so Luis is going to be really surprised when he's a middle-aged man with a beard. showing up in his portfolio. I'm not going to do that to Luis. He'd appreciate the joke, but I'll just leave it the way it is. So after they hit let's go, it's going to count down, and then it's going to take them to their lessons. This was pretty much the first video. I just wanted to show you how to connect, how to get your kids started. I'll make further videos once we figure out how to use more of Abii and all of her software. She's kind of a neat little gadget we can have in our classroom. This robot is going to um, teach your kids lessons, and also monitor their progress. And all that data is being collected, and we can use it for assessment purposes and also to refine how we're teaching in the classroom. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. If you need further assistance, you can reach out to me. My name is Leroy, and Leroy.Steigerwalt, or Leroy.Steigerwalt at sumterschools.net is the email. Hope you all have a great day. Let me know if you need anything.